Narcissist, the colleague. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. You will have been enjoying the Narcissist Seduction and Narcissist Ensnared series. More will come. Ashley and Wynne have not gone away. I am preparing additional material for the next part in the trilogy, and there will be announcements as to its arrival, so worry not. In the meanwhile, you can access these first-person narratives from various key players within the series, which will help you understand more about those individuals and more about their take upon other people within the dynamic to increase your understanding and to allow you to form your own views as to who is who within this series and also with regard to where things might end up. Do please share your own views and theories and observations in the comment section. I do enjoy reading them. Narcissist, the colleague. I'm Stephen, a friend and colleague of Ian Wynne. I've known Ian for a number of years. We've worked together, drank together, and played football together. He's a solid friend, very entertaining, and he has a brilliant sense of humour. He's had a tough time the last few years. He had a very difficult marriage to a complete nut job. Thankfully that ended, but it has impacted on him. I know he puts a brave face on it all, but he suffered. He really did suffer because of how she treated him. You know, she hit the jackpot when she met him. She didn't come from the best of backgrounds, but Ian didn't hold that against her. She definitely traded up, but like an idiot, mistreated a good man, and she threw it all away. Her loss, of course. Afterwards, it seemed to throw Ian into the wilderness to a degree. He wasn't interested in a new relationship, and he had plenty of offers from people, I know that. I, in fact, brokered a couple of introductions for him myself, but he politely declined. He just wasn't interested. He didn't want to be with anybody. He didn't want to enter into a new relationship. He instead opted to just sleep with a few people here and there, and he was upfront about the fact that that was all he wanted from them. He told them as such. I'm sure they wanted more, because he's a good catch for people. He has a good job, he's urbane, he's hilarious, he has a decent outlook on life, and he's not bad looking either. But it's clear that he'd been turned off from relationships. That is, of course, until Ashley made an appearance. I'm pleased for Ian, as he's completely bowled over by her. I've never seen him so engaged or enthused. He's smitten by her, and I know he's been running around after her left, right, and centre. You see, Ian has something of the white knight about him, charging in to rescue those damsels in distress, because he's essentially a good person. Sure, he has his flaws about him. He can be pretty arrogant and cocky, dismissive of some people, but he has at the centre of it all a decent and kind heart, and it does seem to me that he has a particular weakness when it comes to women in trouble. He believes in chivalry, believes in rescuing. He likes to see the good in people. I think that's part of what drew him to his wife. I can see he's really happy about being with Ashley. I know he sees it as something of a bonus because at first he just thought it was an occasional shag, and that was it. He never thought she'd leave her husband, and then she did, and since then he's done his level best to protect her from everything that's been going on. I've only met her husband once. It was at some work event, if I remember rightly. To be quite honest, he's an unremarkable fellow, bland, nothing special in the looks department. Quite short, if I remember, but polite enough. I remember when I saw them together, though, they seemed particularly wrapped up in one another. But you never really know what's going on behind closed doors, do you, in a relationship? I'll tell you what I do know, though. I am pleased for Ian, but I see trouble ahead, because, and I'll be quite frank with you, she's a slut. It's clear to me that he's cunt-struck by her, and I know that she's been repeatedly delivering on the sex front. Ian has confirmed as such, but she's very much got form. I know of at least 5 fairly solid rumours about her having affairs. Not just cheating, although there has been incidents where she's got it on with somebody at a Christmas party or an after-flotation event and such like. I mean, that goes with the territory, really, doesn't it, in the banking world? People get off their tits on booze and drugs. They're elated with the deal and the money that they're making, and there's a flirtation, one thing leads to another. It happens. But that's not just the one-off cheating. It's not the drunken snog or being backscuttled in a disabled toilet. I mean, full-blown affairs, and she's had 5 of them. I think Ian knew about 1 or 2 of them, but he doesn't seem to have picked up on her form in that regard. I don't know why. But she has done it 5 times, and now 6 times with Ian. Peter must be a right sap putting up with it. That is, of course, if he knows, but she's a bona fide slut. I'd nail her. She looks pretty dirty to me, but I wouldn't want a proper relationship with her. Not a chance. You'd be worried about catching something, or, moreover, somebody else coming along and slipping a crippler. Ian's a great guy, but I'm concerned that he's heading for a fall with her. Problem is, how to tell him. I don't think he'd listen. It's almost as if he's been enchanted by her. It wasn't a problem when he was enjoying a bunk up after work and then she'd go home. It's a perfect setup, really. All of the benefit without the responsibilities. But then she went and told her husband about the affair. Is she fucking nuts or something? Evidently she is, and clearly loves to live dangerously, that one. And that's why I fear for Ian. He has been badly hurt in the past. And now he's dived full length into this. And given her reputation, I can only see him having his heart broken. A leopard doesn't change its spots, right? I did think about telling her to back off from him, but I doubt Ian would thank me for doing that. And she would undoubtedly make me out to be an interfering arsehole. And I don't want to lose him as a mate. So, although it pisses me off to see what I think is coming, I feel pretty helpless about doing anything. I've tried to drop a few hints to Ian, tell him to watch out and such like, but I think I've missed the boat there. He's just completely enraptured with her. She's a wild one, and I get the attraction. I do, but ultimately women like her, they're too high maintenance, and nothing but trouble. By all means, give her a good seeing to once in a while, but don't go and fall in love with her. She's the type that sucks everything out of you, in every sense of the word, if you get my drift. No, it'll all come crashing down. But there's no room for a "I told you so." I think it'll be more of a case of helping Ian deal with the aftermath of it, I'm afraid to say. And of course, on this occasion, because if she does this to my very good friend, he and I need to bring her down. It's high time that happened to her. She needs to account for what she does to people. I'm not going to do that now, and I'm not going to do it on my own. After all, she's not really done anything to me. But I know what she's like. I've seen what she's done, and I don't approve of it. And if she does this to Ian, as I think that she will, then there's only one result that can happen. After helping putting himself back together again, it's time to shatter her into pieces. The crazy causes crazy. She's beyond hairdresser crazy or stripper crazy. Woo, way off the charts in that respect. She's reckless, a homebreaker and a heartbreaker, a real vixen. She needs dealing with, and she needs dealing with properly.